Now we're going to count in our next guests.
5, 6, 7, 8. Scooting baby is driving me crazy. My obsession from a western. My dance floor date. My rodeo, Romeo. A cowboy got from head to toe. Wanna make you mine, better get in line. 5, 6, 7, 8. Somewhere else right now. This was the last thing on my mind. A deeper shade of blue. Everybody clap your hands, get up and dance. We're gonna stomp all night now.
We're having the time of our lives. We'd be silly to split up. H.U. Claire resigned.
I felt like I'd stabbed her in the back.
My friends had let me down.
Love's got a
And Faye, Claire, Lisa and Ian H. Watkins are with us now. And welcome.
Thank you for having us.
So how did that go? Because that was the first time in 10 years that you have performed live together, bar rehearsals, but actually on TV.
Scary.
Was it scary?
It was
Very
nice,
scary.
though. It's so nice to all be back together.
Yeah.
And you pleased with how it went?
Yeah.
You tell us.
I didn't actually realise that was your very, very first performance, so that's
Yeah.
always a very good sign.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well
also
done.
didn't realise how it had all gone so catastrophically wrong. I mean, we knew that you'd broken up and everyone going off and doing different things. But I had no idea the acrimony that was behind it. And the documentary that's on Sky Living at the moment, Wednesdays at 9, there are 2 more shows to go. We're 2 in. And I suspect that Sky wished that they had made many more of these rather than the 4.
I'm sure they've got enough material.
They're okay with the 4.
I think we're okay with
So back to when did it all begin to come apart? What happened?
I think, I personally think the show has sort of made it sound like it was almost from the beginning. And for us all, it was very much nearer the end. I think we had, a good 4.5 years of what we all thought, great fun. We had a good time, we're touring, meeting people. And it was only really the latter half, I think, if we're all honest,
So
that it
what
did go a bit.
changed then?
There were far more positives than negatives.
definitely.
Yeah.
They were,
I think
absolutely.
we've been discussing this, and we think it was a lot of lack of communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
A
And
lot
compromise.
Of things building up, and we didn't talk about them at the time, and you kind of hid it and went away and did your own thing and dealt with it like that. We didn't have a huge amount of support around us, making sure that we were actually okay.
Yeah.
And we were just overworked and overtired.
Well, you say sort of hiding away and doing your own thing. I mean, was it? Did you lock yourself in the dressing room at Wembley and not come out for an hour?
Where is she?
No, there was some kind of incident at Wembley. We decided we were going to film the show, which we kind of halfway through the tour. And apparently I kept Wembley waiting for an hour and H told me
Diva.
off. But I didn't lock myself in the dressing room. I was getting my makeup done.
So then it all begins to come apart, and there are sort of various sort of parts of personalities that work, various parts that don't. When was the moment where you decided, right, that's it, we can't do this anymore?
When we left.
You decided before us.
I think for me, the things had built up to such a point that I think it was about 2 weeks before the end of the tour. We were in Cardiff, and I can't remember what happened, but I just thought, I just can't do this anymore. I need to go home.
Because it was almost like, I mean, I'm not sitting here pointing fingers at anybody, but
you
Claire
will.
and H, it was kind of you two were the sort of ones who were quite instrumental with splitting
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I
we
think
left.
that's fair
Yeah,
to say.
very much so.
Yeah, and I guess the great thing about coming together now, 10 years later, when you're all older and more grown up, and you can discuss everything, is kind of answering those questions which I'm sure you had back then.
And wishing you could have done things differently as
What
well.
would you do differently then?
Well, I wouldn't have left.
Would you not?
No, I mean, knowing what I know now, we should have... I say the C words, communication and compromise.
I'm glad they were the words.
Half as much as I am.
But it's easy to say that looking
Yeah.
back, isn't it?
But also, that's really helped us all move on as a band because, the guys have been remorseful. Things didn't end in the best way. It wasn't the best timing. But we're hoping now, this time round, we can have a happy ending.
But did you keep the resignation note?
I've got both letters.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've still got mine.
Actually-
from H. Me and H had to write another one as well.
No, but I did, yeah, because I don't know why. I just kept them, and I've always kept them in a drawer at home, just to I don't know, sentimental in a way. It was part of it. It is how it ended, but just kept
if,
a lot of
if anyone
things
missed
and-
it, this is the moment. This
Yeah.
is the moment we're watching now on the documentary.
I like that little nod, that like, there it is.
I love your
For
face.
the life
so
of
it's
me,
so
I cannot remember.
So that was then.
This is now.
Now you're back together again. Who was the person who made the phone call to say, right, okay, enough's enough, let's get back together again?
Well, we got back together just to talk, obviously, for this TV show. But the album is also released today, so we're supporting the release of the Ultimate Collection, which is doing really well already. I can't believe
There was
it.
no one phone call that's, you know, somebody called and said, come on, let's do this. I think that a series, we've been asked so many times over the years, are you going to get back together? And it was never quite the right time. So because it's 10 years that since we split and the record company wanted to release the Ultimate Collection, it just all seemed...
Yeah, right.
Everything
The
felt
right
right, didn't
time.
it? Yeah, definitely.
So do you think that you can kind of draw a line under everything and just move on?
Well, we've moved on a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just we've not asked the questions openly, and then we did it on camera for you
What you
guys.
see in that show is real. There's no acting, there's no script. You know, the first time we all sat around a table and actually discussed what happened
Must
is
be
the
like
first time we've
therapy
discussed
in
it.
a way.
It really was.
So, therapy on
It really
camera.
was.
Yeah.
We've got a clip. Let's have a look.
Did you really hate us? Did you really hate us? Was I really horrible to you?
It's like being broken-hearted. You know, do you ever get over that? I don't know.
For me, it felt really hideous.
It's not like I want them to beg on their knees or anything, but just to say sorry, guys, would be nice.
It is like a big therapy session.
But do you know what though? It's
like
been
EastEnders.
so fascinating, and it has been like therapy. But it was such a big part of our lives, and it's like a 10-year-old story that's been waiting to be told, and this is our time to tell it. And
So you have got something that you wanted to say this morning, which
yes.
is our little exclusive. So
Yeah, we're
so
splitting up again.
what are you going to do?
we're really, really excited because we'd like to announce today that we're going back on tour, and the tickets will be on sale soon.
On Friday, I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
Yeah, going on tour in
Wow.
April.
Back on the road again.
It's amazing, the response that we've had from the TV show, the Twitters, the MySpace, the Facebooks, it didn't exist when we were back 10 years ago.
Yeah, yes.
They were that old,
Still
you know?
selling cassettes at some point.
Exactly.
That.
And tapes, not CDs, if I remember right. Yeah. DVDs and videos and things like that. But the response has been phenomenal, and because of that, we've had this approach of a tour, which is amazing.
Well, it's
We've all
been the
obviously
highest
jumped on
rated
it.
show on Living, hasn't
it's
it?
great.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're still out there. People still have
Yeah.
invest
are.
so much in stuff.
Well, we will put the details of your tour on our website and link to yours. I assume you've got one as well, so we'll
Yeah.
link to
You
yours.
can go
and
to Ticketmaster
also,
as well.
Yeah,
If
we'll
they
put
go
those details on
Go
there.
to Ticketmaster, there's a code, and if
Yeah.
they get the code, they basically buy the album and they jump the queue,
Okay.
in a sense.
Oh,
They
nice.
get priority. So if you
Details
go there
on
and
there.
do that, do it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank
very
you
good.
very much
Thank
indeed.
you.